Well, hot dog, I'm in heaven right now. What are you doing? Go ahead and turn on your there you go. You got it. Hi y'all.
Hi.
What what's going
Mom,
on?
mom and sister.
My God, y'all look the same age.
I'm her daughter.
I know. I would not think that. I would be like, are y'all like 10 years, maybe 8 years older than one another? Like, no, dude, seriously. Seriously. So I'm right there with you. Yeah, if you didn't tell me that, I'd be like, are you like sister? Like, who are you? Okay. So just hold on. So just stay with me really quick. Thank you for letting me be a couple of minutes behind. I forgot to email y'all, so I apologize for running late. Hold on. It just said ink. Ink. So somebody has tattoos for him already. Or like we're in that process of. There's something going on with that. Hold on. They keep talking. It's just like legit said ink on my spirit box. Where? Okay, I'm feeling. They're here. Let me close my participants panel. Hang on. Why are you being sarcastic? Hold on. He's like, well, shit, I'm here, aren't I? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like pacing back and forth, like with his arms like swinging. And I go, okay. And he's like, what do we want to talk about?
Oh my gosh. Yes.
I go, okay. Now it's weird because he's talking this way. So I'm like, all right, so you're a little bit more physical. So I'm trying to figure out what vibration he's in. He says, I already know. So he may be like a little bit middle, which is not bad. He's a good person though. And I said, okay. And no, you don't. He's like stress vaping or something. Or he's like trying to. He's like going, he went like this. This is what I heard. Is that a bong or is that a vape? I don't know. I'm just hearing something. And I wish I was alive. I could tell you that, all right. Like he feels the type of person, the type of personality he has. It's like, God, what is his name? From Interstellar, the main guy, Matthew McConaughey.
Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah, like he kind of feels like that a little bit, but a little bit more quiet. But like that's that loosey goosey type of thing. Where? What are you doing? He's been hanging out to try to talk to y'all. He says, first things first, I'm sorry. And I said, okay, so what are we talking about? What are we saying I'm sorry for? And he doesn't want to hurt anybody. He loves everybody. He says, so I forget. So heaven is, I can't, do you have a cat right now?
I have tons of cats.
You do? He says, tell her cats are annoying as shit. like just straight up like that. And I was like, what? And he says, row, row. And he's talking about how he's so annoyed because he hangs out with you and he sits with you, but he says your cats are fucking annoying, but he likes them. And how funny. Okay. So this is, it says cracking up. So he's like laughing at the same. By the way, there's no words or anything. So tell me, what are you doing? Shut up. So he wasn't like officially dating anybody at the time of his departure?
We have no idea.
No idea. Okay, because he goes like this. I said, so what are you doing? He says, looking for a hookup. I was like, what are you talking about?
That's so
Yeah, okay, sorry. That's why I would, because it comes through just like words. Like it's like you can hear him. And I said, you weren't married? And he goes, God, what do you think of me? I was like, okay. I said, what about a long-term relationship? He says, no, I was still, and he inserts something terrible. Like, and mind you, he's taking words out of my brain. So he says like, I'm still on like the pussy trait. Like just something weird like that. And I'm like looking for it to go into the station. And so I'm like, oh my God, stop it. And he says, no, I have like a hoe. Like, so he's just saying that he had somebody maybe he was talking to, but it wasn't anything, you know. Yeah. Did you? What were you doing? So why was he like, was he high all the time or was he drunk all the time? Okay, that.
All of it.
All of it. Because he goes like this. I said, why are you talking like this? He goes, woo. And that for me is like making my brain spin. And he says, all the time. And I go, oh, okay. I said, that is why we're here. So this is perfect. What I talk about, this is perfect. This is textbook. Why? Tell me about her. Mom, do you?
No. No. No.
He goes like this. He says, my mama snores when she sleeps. And I said, what are you talking about? And he's like joking about that. I said, it's okay. I said, it's okay. I moan like because I can't breathe because my that and he's talking about being around you. I don't know. So do you fall asleep sitting up in bed?
Sometimes, yeah.
That's okay because he's having you. And it's not in a chair, so I'm like, this has to be in a bed. Okay, that's that. Because the way it feels is like a little more expansive, and it's not a couch. Sorry, that's how fast it goes in my brain. And he's talking about how he likes to be around you, he loves you. He's afraid you're gonna beat his ass, but he adores you though. And I would, but he thinks that you are just the best thing ever, and he wishes that he would have done better. And you love him no matter what. And he's now owing his life or what he does to help y'all and be around y'all because now he can see things clearly all the way through. How? Okay, walk me through that. He flashed me something. Okay, I'm taking a screenshot because I can't, it won't let me open up more. He flashed me a picture of him, I think dead. And then that's when I said, hold on, let me just confirm this. And then right when I said that, this showed up. Hold on. It's this, oh my God, I'm trying to zoom in. Oh, it's so hard. Oh, stop, where'd you go? Where'd you go? There it is. There it is. Hold on, let me turn it on the side.
I'm dead. It's hilarious.
This is why I was like, oh my God. So he flashed me a picture of him. And then he said, hold on, let me clarify. And he says, that's me, bro. And I was like, all right, I got you. So this is how you use these extra tools to confirm. Like that it's there. And why? Oh, he's talking about the oligarchy. What are you talking? Oh my God, you shut up. Okay, so he's talking about how we're going to get into death again. He's trying to bring up the vibration and make it light and not make it sad. And clearly he's doing a good job. But he's talking about, I know this is not going to make any sense to you, but his whole thing is like now he knows, he sees everything. He's expansive. And he's talking about like the political climate. He's talking about how that's where oligarchy comes from. He's talking about being like, it's all just a fucking joke. Like, so that's where he's at. So it's like I'm talking to somebody that has gotten super high and is like tapped into God and sees everything now. But yet at the same time, we're going back to this small scope. So hold on. Tell me. Hold on. Oh my God. Dan. So they ended up fighting. He says they couldn't wake me up. They couldn't wake me up. Who is they? Who is they? And so they found him dead. So he had been crossed for like quite a long time by the time they found him. Okay, because he's talking about being blue and he's talking about how there's nothing anybody can do about it and he's pissed off about it and he's mad and he was a wreck. He says, I don't even know if I took my shoes off. I said, oh, okay, well, that's interesting. And I think he did. But that means that that's how messed up he was when he crossed over, and so he didn't even know that he had crossed. He had no idea. And this also means to me that he was obviously playing around with this stuff, but this means that he didn't like hang himself or like anything like that. So it's a little bit lighter. This is why he's laughing. This is why he's lightening it up, because he's not in a super sad state. He's just annoyed that this went down and that it finally caught up to him. Why are you saying happy birthday to you? Was his birthday like right around when he passed, or is it like coming up?
His birthday's March 3rd, but it happens
Just-
around 4th of July, which is his favorite holiday.
Ah, okay, because he went through and he showed me sparklers and he showed me cakes and he showed me balloons and he showed me fireworks, and he was like, yeah, he's like, happy birthday to me or whatever, like, this is so exciting. And he says big party, so he's pissed off that he couldn't be there and do that as well. And you would be, you freaking Pisces. You would be. And so who's the Taurus? Who's the earth sign? Who's the Taurus or the Capricorn? Who's that?
I'm a Capricorn.
That's you. Okay, sorry, there's the which is the heavy earth sign. So that's Taurus or Capricorn. So that's you. He says, I guess I should have been like that. So he's saying, I guess I should have been like mom. So he's like trying to make a joke about that. And why? Hold on. He's talking about
Oh my God.
He's talking about funerals. He's talking about how we don't need to make a mockery of me. He's talking about how, why you got to put me in a box. He's talking about like, why do we don't need to put me on display. He's talking about, so he's like going through all this and saying they didn't, it's good. They didn't do this. So he's talking about all that. And he finds it ridiculous, but he appreciates you. He just said, I've been popping pills. Yeah, I feel just like a rock star. Or that's not a great song to sing. Please don't
Post
sing that.
Malone.
Yes. What is that?
Post Malone.
Really? That's why I'm singing it. Okay, that would be why. Yeah, you just made me, like, I felt the bass inside of my body. So please, if you ever hear a Posty song come on, or if like it randomly happens, attach it to him. And y'all haven't done, okay, only reason because it came on here. You haven't done a tree or anything for him, right? Okay, yeah, it said tree on here. But then I asked him, I said, is that a thing? And he says no. So I don't know. It could be down the line. Oh, hold on. Hold on. Wait, so Heaven, I can't remember. You're not married yet though right now, right?
I am. Yeah, I am.
You are. Okay. There's like a weird thing. He has you being proposed to under a tree. I know you probably didn't get proposed to under a tree or at a park or outside. So hold on. Let's figure this out. Hang on.
Oh.
What do you think? What do you think about that? What is that?
Well, I was being proposed to under a tree when the last time that we were all together at Bennett Springs.
Oh, that's right.
I was, yeah.
Like legit? Really? Okay, so that, yeah, because he went through and he showed me a proposal and I was like, oh, is that coming up? That's why I said, are you not married yet? And I was like, I swore you are. And he shows me that. So I'd have to say he's either trying to relive this or he's just trying to talk about it to say, hey, this is me. This is something nobody knows. And your partner are I don't know if this is sarcasm, or if this is for real. So that's what I'm waiting on. I'm like, are you being snarky or are you being for real? He's essentially like talking about your partner and he's saying, better start working out a little bit, buddy. Like there's like this funniness that goes with it for some reason, or like this jokingness, but your partner's like relatively thin and fit and in shape though, correct?
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, so I think he's sure. That's why I'm like, I think this is sarcasm. And so it could even be that he goes or like does this, and so he's, because your brother didn't do this. He didn't go. He didn't work out. He didn't do that. And so I think he's just trying to hang out with him and be a bro. Hold on. Where? So Heaven, are we at your house right now?
We are.
Oh, we are. Okay. Okay. I said, whose house is this? She says, my sister's. He's talking about, so when your husband, when they come home from work, they're still working on their computer at home?
He does a lot of work on
He,
his computer.
he does all the time. Okay. He says, bro spends more time on his computer than he does with my sister. Tell him to get off of it. And I was like, what are you talking about? I said, does he work from home? And he goes, no. He's like, so he's talking about like being annoyed and like, I know. That's why I was like, I guess he's working. I was like, is he surfing the web? Is he like looking at stuff? Believe me.
Oh
So,
wait, no, my sister's boyfriend spends a lot of time on the computer, and he
oh,
does not pay any attention to her.
he doesn't. Yeah. So that's the other side. I would have to say that's what it is because he's yelling at this and he's saying, come
Yeah,
on, get
that's
up.
it.
That's him. So know that your brother's yelling at him. And why? So he goes like this, which essentially he's like, they haven't popped out a baby yet though.
They just did.
Oh fuck! Wow! He goes, fuck, I'm taking care of the baby. Take care of the baby. Like he's like mad at this. And he says they're like, the baby's about to come. What are you doing? And so it's because it just happened. So know that he knows. And he's mad. That's why he's fucking mad at him. Because he's on the computer instead of doing that.
Damn right.
There you go. Okay. That makes it says at least he's there. And I'm like, I know you can't go back on that. Okay. So why? Yeah, your brother is a trip and he's fine and he's not stuck. He's just hanging out. Who? Where? What are you doing? Go back. He says they take my clothes like it's a trophy now. And I was like, oh my God.
Trace too. Yes.
There it is. There it is. Yep. Okay. He's like, wow. He essentially goes in my brain, and there's like a funny thing online where they say instead of saying how the tables have turned, they say how the turns have tabled, like that. And so he like brings that up, and he's like, you never won before, and now everybody's like, oh. And I'm like, all right. And where? What happened to who? My Wolfie. I know that doesn't make any sense. He's funny. I think your brother, because he didn't have a dog at the time of his passing, though, correct?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah. No. Okay. Because he goes like this. He's talking about how this is so random. So he still can create his own version of heaven. Okay. So whatever he wants to a certain degree, and and so he's talking about how he has like a dog outside. I don't know what it is. He says it wasn't his when he's there, but he decided to pick. I'm friends with somebody on the internet that owns wolf dogs. And he decided to pull a wolf dog out of my brain. And I don't think nobody had a wolf dog. Y'all don't have a wolf dog. Nobody has. So I'm going to say maybe he's trying to say it's some sort of exotic that he enjoys. It's only outside. I don't know. Maybe he's hanging out with wolves. Why? Hold on. Oh, he's just giving me the feeling of like going somewhere. Hang on. Y'all going somewhere or you're going somewhere. Oh. Why are you not going over to see your sister? Why are you not going over to see your sister? Why? Are you not going to go? Are you not going to go see your sister? Yeah, with the baby? Like, what's up with that?
So that's hilarious. I actually
Yeah.
was planning to, but then me and her got in an argument a couple of months ago, and so I didn't.
Go! That's what he's saying. He goes like this. He says, "Oh, and you know what? Tell her she was going." And I said, "Going where?" He says, "Sister with baby." He says, "About to, needs to go." So yes. So screw the argument
Yes.
and okay, and go and tell me. It says, "Take the lead." Tell me. He says, "Because I didn't."
Oh.
Why? Can you walk me through that? He's talking about cutting my hair. Hold on. Hang on. But y'all weren't able. No.
He was bald, right?
Hmm.
Yeah.
He was bald at that point.
He cut it all
Can
off.
he tell us what happened that night?
Yeah, let's get into that. Okay, yeah, let's get into that. And I bet that's probably why he goes like this. He says, yeah, something about your hair, or I have it like yours. And he says, cutting it all off. And I said, did they cut your hair off? And I was bald like 3 weeks ago, and it just keeps obviously getting crazier and crazier. And, okay, go back. Hold on. Where? Mm-hmm. So he decided to use, I know you may not have ever played this before, but he's using scenes from the game Grand Theft Auto in my brain from a video game.
Yeah, same.
I played it a lot. Hold on. Hold on. Where? Weird. I don't think he ever went to a bar. Hang on. He's talking about like not having enough money for it or something.
Probably drugs.
There's some sort of guy's house. There's some guy's house. He's definitely not just staying at home.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, because he's talking about leaving, but it's weird. There's two of them. So like, was he with a friend during this time, or was he with a roommate during this time, or do you not know that?
No, essentially, so all we know is he ran off with a group of people. They found him in the car, but everything didn't add up. I think that because they had a side by side that they drove, and the side by side was out of gas, and it was really a weird situation. So you said that he was passed away before he was in a coma, but like, should we have pulled the plug as well? And like, also, what happened? Like, where'd you go? Did you overdose and then come to the car? What happened? Did they leave you?
Yeah. I think that, okay, this is going to sound really weird. Are you ready for this? So the way that it feels. Oh, and he's your first son? He's your first son?
No.
No. Okay, so who's the first son? Because it just said first son on there. So who's the first son?
Trenton was my first.
Okay.
Was my first son.
Is your first son. So it's just said first. So he's trying to say hi to Trenton too. That's what he's trying to say. So please tell him Trenton hi. Like legit said that there. Okay, go back over here. Oh, it says a dime. So that's drugs. Hang on. So friends, drinking, not a bar, activities. Hang on. Oh. So I think that what part of it, now mind you, remember, I haven't done everything and I haven't seen everything. So he's taking things from my brain that I have like pieced together. Hold on. Oh, this is going to be so weird. There's a lot more left out of the story. So I don't think the side by side was fully empty by the time he got into it. I think that he was overdosing. I think he went outside to go get some air, or wherever this is, or he went away to go get some air and kind of lay back or lay down. There's better options, but at that point, he's so fucked up that it doesn't matter, so he sits in it. I think at that point, there's other people that are still like lit or up or like having a good time that actually take this and they drive around with him in it. And so like they're going and they're going and they're going and they think like, woo, you're just drunk, or woo, you're just passed out, or woo, you're just this. Like it doesn't matter, but he's actually like dead, like nearly dead. Like it's at this point. And then they go back because they run out of it and they can't do anything. So they end up parking it. Everybody kind of like goes in, or wherever this is, where there's like a moving away from it. And then at that point, they finally figure out that like this is fucked, or like whoever it is this finds him and they figure out like this is screwed. I think he was already out of his body completely at that point, or at least he's like mostly there. So even during this time when he's in a coma or he's having this, like there's no possible way that he can come back from this. There's nothing. So his soul has already essentially left his body, but it can't fully detach because you know, the body's not fully gone all the way, right? It's still kind of in a semi-animated state. And so that's why he's pissed off. That's why he's pissed off with people finding him and he's out and all this. But the way he just made me feel was he said, man, they drove around with like my dead body, or they drove around with my body and they didn't even care. And I think it's just because everybody else is just as fucked up, except it's not affecting them. And I think he had extra drugs on him, or he had this extra stuff on him, and so he took it on top of that, and then that's what ended up going far. Okay, so like that's the whole thing. Could we have done something if somebody would have found him or acknowledged it? Yes. But I think because everybody else was so that wouldn't have happened. So that's kind of just,
Did they place him in his car?
in his vehicle?
Yeah.
It's weird because at first there was this feeling of somebody lifting him up. And then as I was asking, I was like, was he like what, like 180 pounds?
He was a big boy. He was tall.
He was. He is. Yeah, because he's talking about how hard it is for people to lift him, how difficult this would be for people to lift him. And so it's like this whole like having a dead weight. He's not a small guy. And so I would have to say there may have been 3 or 4, I would have to say 4 people that probably lifted it and put him in, because there is a conscious knowing of like people touching and messing with his body, and he's out and everybody just thinks he's fucked up. Oh, I just tasted booze, like hardcore, which means we know. So he is okay. He is fine. He does love you. And oh, it just said home. I'm home. So he's like hanging out with y'all. He's not going anywhere. So why did they not look further into this? Did they just label him as a drug addict and then just said?
No. We did. Yeah. I mean, pretty much we had an open investigation, and we know the people. We had his phone and we looked in it, and we know the people he was with that night. We tried to reach out to him. We gave his phone to the police department, but it wasn't charged, and they didn't even charge it to look through it at all. Nothing. They did nothing. It took over a year, and they canceled the investigation without even telling us. Until months later, we had to keep going. And it's because he hung around, you know, with bad people. And like, they're pretty much like, oh, but you would think, you know, and I just,
yeah. At the end of the day, it was his choice to take it and layer it on top of one another. But at the same time, somebody gave it to him, and somebody could have done something else about it. So I would say that would be somebody that needs to be held accountable. I don't feel like that happening. I don't feel like, even if we go through and we press and we relook, like he just gives me this empty feeling. So like that. So I don't think that would end up happening. Do I think karma has its way and God's source has his way and he'll have his way and like making sure that, you know, it's evened out? Absolutely. So it's not in our hands. It's in the hands of everything else, including your very sarcastic but very funny brother, all at the same time. Why? And call your sister. That's what I keep saying. So call your sister. So make sure you do that.
every day now.
Okay, good. You have to. And then who? Oh, is that their first that they had?
No, they're 5th.
Their 5th. Okay, so he's talking about watching a little boy. He's talking about watching a little boy that he really likes, or like a younger boy. Is there like a 7-year-old boy? Do they have one?
Chance, yes.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, because he goes like this. He goes, I love him. I love him. I watch him. I said, who? Oh, he's 8. Yep, right. I'm okay with that. And he's talking about liking this kid and hanging around him. So I mean, if you want to ask him, does he see him? You can.
Nonverbal.
Shut up. That's why he would be hanging around him.
Yes, that's exactly it.
Oh, that's fascinating. Oh, that's another layer of interesting for me. Oh, because he could connect with him. Oh, how interesting. If he can talk later on. Yeah. Oh, okay. I'll let you know if I get any more about that. Oh, that goes along. Did you watch the telepathy tapes?
Mm-mm.
Okay, you should go and look up the telepathy tapes and then listen to them. Okay. And obviously this is recorded and I'm going to send it to you later. So look up and y'all listen to the telepathy tapes and you'll know exactly why I'm so interested in this.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So y'all, I do have to run to my next session. Otherwise they're going to kick my ass. But I just want, oh, hold on. Okay. Oh, that's sweet. Hang on. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? There it is. Hang on. Oh, come on, play. Yeah. So he loves you. He does love you. So he feels everything. He sees everything. He knows everything that's going on. So keep talking to him. He's going to be your guide. He's okay. Okay. And then if y'all ever need me again or anything, please let me know. I will be glad to find an appointment slot for you anytime. So if you need me or if you want to check in on him in like another year or whatever it may be, or 6 months, email me. Okay.
Thank you. Yes.
Okay,
We
so-
love you. Thank you.
I know. I love y'all too. So what do I know. And I'm sorry that we had to meet on this like again, but isn't it cool that you get to have at the same time, like it's like, they still exist, they're around. And yes, we're sad because there's an absence, but at the same time, how cool is it that he's here? And like, he has the ability to come through and like create his whole personality, which I think is wild. And so thank your brother for that. Take time, give him some love back. And like I always say, if you need me, let me know. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. I
Bye.
love y'all. You're welcome.